call the meeting to order. Let's do roll call.
Kathleen Richard here.
Mira Kresvik.
Gary Goodwin here. Okay, let's stand and see the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Someone's retired.
Good afternoon, Dan.
I need it.
Just about as early as he's got here.
First shot.
Are you officially retired now?
Yes.
I
Well,
Poor Lexi did it.
I know, but I'm retired from
Use
City
that.
Watch.
We need some law and order here now. We gotta wait until later to talk about yourself.
Oh. They asked me.
Okay, first thing on the agenda tonight, it says the comment period. We have 2 letters that we received.
And James Ginther is here, and he'd like to just take a moment and explain his situation for you guys.
Be as brief as possible. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to join you. This is pictures of what I'm going to be talking about. I've been a Prairie Grass Preserve subdivision for the last 20 years. And one of the things that I love it over there, we got out over the ponds, really nice. One of the things that I noticed when I first moved in is the drainage system was, the sump pump was constantly running. And when we're out of town, I'm concerned about power going on, things like that, and having water issues. You know, some people have maybe a battery backup that stays for 12 hours and then dies. I have a plumber that I've used for years. About 6-7 years ago, he suggested that I try a water pressure backup system, which I installed. And these are the pictures of it. It's worked fantastic. As a matter of fact, when the sump pump is running, I'll just unplug it and it'll immediately pop in as long as there's water pressure. Well, we were out of town at the end of March when it was raining so much. A neighbor called and said, "Jim, your sump pump seems to be running all the time," which is not unusual for me. And the next day he said, "It's coming, still coming out." I said, "Would you mind going out and checking it out?" It was dry down there, and everything seemed to be working properly. All the water kept running. We didn't realize it was city water coming through there. Sunday we got home, and Monday morning the DPW was working in the neighborhood because of all the water in the area, and the guys came in and looked at it. They had never seen a system like this, but they saw the whirring on the meter. So we shut the system down and it shut off the water. And then they told me to go through the Water and Sewer Department as far as an appeal for this. I had a plumber come out within 2 hours. There was a regulator that was on it that had loosened a little bit. He was able to adjust it properly so it's not going to happen again. I mean, it worked great for 7 years. So fortunately, it wasn't longer than the 5 or 6 days, but 200,000 gallons later, I got the bill, and Sherry over at Water and Sewer told me to wait until I get my next bill, and then I could either defer the payment until this board met and decided on it, or yet I decided to pay it $15 bill. And basically everything is working fine again, so that's basically what happened. I was able to at least mitigate it within 4 or 5 days, and it's a great system. I think it's protected me from other losses in the past, but usually I use 20,000 gallons in 90 days, 15,000 gallons. I hate to put the burden on the city water system like that. So, anyway. Any questions at all? I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for the opportunity to...
How did you find out about doing something like that?
A plumber that I used out of West Allis, I had used for years. His dad was my plumber for years, and he told me about the system. And my neighbor on the other half of my side-by-side condo put it in too, which is kind of reassuring because it's water. But it's about $1,000 system compared to battery backup. It goes forever as long as you got water. As long as you have water pressure if the power goes out. So to me, because that sump pump was working so frequently, I thought if I'm going to be out of town for even 4 or 5 days, and you've got a completed basement, I didn't want to have to deal with 6 inches of water down there. So anyway, it's worked great, and now the plumber who I've now used for a number of years has assured me that's not going to happen.
And it also prevents sewer backup?
It doesn't prevent sewer backup.
Okay.
That's the other issue. We haven't had any issues with sewer backup. I know there's another mitigation process issue. But I just was trying to deal with it. I have a new sump pump and it works.
Thank you.
Thanks for the time, everyone.
Any questions that anybody has?
I read over
the report.
Yeah, and the calculation was made based on policy for $187.
Sherry was kind enough to go through all of, were you here when it was established, Dan? Yeah, Sherry went through the whole calculation that's laid forth in the policy and came to 487.39, which will be a credit on his, we won't cut him a check, but it'll be
Right.
credited. If you choose,
Yep.
it'll just be a credit on
And
the
that's
account.
just billed at our cost of the water.
Yeah, after the certain
Yeah.
certain percentages based on, and then, and
Yeah, the
they say-
120%.
yeah, she
That's
did
what
all-
you mentioned to me,
Yeah.
so it'd be greatly appreciated.
so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay dry.
If you want to stick around and wait for the decision,
Yeah,
if you want to move forward and
This is just the letter, so we have to
The decision is down
act
the
on
line.
it. It's
Yeah,
you want to move to act on.
but we have
While
to
I was
handle
here.
the other one and then move to,
That's fine.
Is this a decision per a policy
Yes.
Yeah.
that the utility has?
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
The policy was provided as part of the package. The policies.
The second page,
okay.
water leak policy.
And there's certain criteria that they have to, that a customer has to provide in order to apply. That all that.
Okay, even though this sounds as if it's a private situation versus caused by the utility.
Right.
Okay,
It's a reduction in the bill. We're still paying for the water, but paying for it at the cost. Paying for the excess water with our policy.
All right.
You okay with that?
is what it is.
Okay.
2023.
Looks like you.
What? I sped through it the other day. There's too much
So-
going on.
So what do we want to do? Do we want to take this as a special item and be able to?
Well, why don't we do the next one and then we can go to item D and we can act on it.
Okay.
Or you can go to D now and vote on it.
Well, there's two of them. So we might as well- right. They're both under the same.
Let's just do this one first.
Okay.
Let's not mess around here.
Fine, I'll move to provide the credit as outlined by staff.
Second it.
Motion made and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Second.
Appreciate your time, everyone.
We said at the same time, one of us. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. We both did. Pick one.
I did CR. She's next to me.
Okay. Just so we match, that'll cause more problems. Okay, all right, back to,
Okay, second letter.
letter, the homeowner was notified it'd be on the agenda for tonight. They were encouraged to come. And this one, we weren't called out. They received the postcard we sent out that the meter had ran for 24 hours consecutively. We were never called to the house. You know, what caused it, we have no idea, just the letter that was provided, so.
Well, there's no resolution in the letter. I mean, there was a problem, and here's how we fixed it.
Yeah, and we read it, we reread it, the meter yesterday, and they're back to their normal consumption, so.
It just says
What
because of our
caused-
older equipment. That's what it says.
What
does
caused
that
it?
mean?
The letter says because of our older equipment. Our older equipment. It's $27.
Well, you want to make a motion on this?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion we made and second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. The only real issue would be if somebody decides to take up the same case, only they have a lot more dollars. Because there was no resolution, there was no,
Well, it was resolved because we read the meter and they're back to their normal usage. They said
Okay.
it was because of their older equipment. They just fine with their older equipment was, so we had met all the criteria that was outlined there.
Okey-doke.
Just that they didn't contact you, you contacted them, was the only difference.
Well, they didn't define what their resolution was.
Yeah.
Probably a big turn.
Yeah. We can make them contingent on them providing
Resolution.
or what their resolution.
Your call.
Made the motion. So if you want to make it contingent, I will agree to that.
Is that what you're asking for?
If they cannot come up with a resolution, then what happens?
Then they don't get the credit. So it'll be contingent upon them providing.
It seems like resolution is something that everybody's looking for.
Right.
Yeah, it does make sense. To your
So-
point, it's $26 this time, but who knows?
27, yeah. So why don't we make it contingent upon, well,
Motion to approve contingent upon the Pipito family providing,
are you amending your motion?
yes, I am,
Just asking.
providing proof of resolution.
And I'll concur with that. That
So
was a second.
do you want that to come back here? Or
No, that can be
Just
Proof
as
to
long as,
staff.
yeah,
staff.
Right.
proof of
Yeah,
staff,
it's not-
which
Or
would
evidence of staff.
constitute
whatever staff deems appropriate.
Right.
Okay.
We trust our staff. Well, some of them.
That'll be a fun recording years and years and years.
Okay, carrying on, we need approval of our regular meeting from June 17th, the
Is there a
minutes.
vote on that?
Oh, we need to vote on that, yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we need approval of our minutes from June 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, you want the voucher list approved separately?
yes, please.
Yes. We need a motion to approve the July voucher list.
Motion to accept the July voucher.
For a second,
I'll second.
those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to accept the August voucher list.
Second. Sorry.
Motion been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we got to the difficult part.
Oh.
Report on the water system performance.
I can say from the flooding situation, we didn't notice any water problems, drinking water problems, that is. I know some communities had some issues. We actually did bacteria testing the day after, so everything came back good then. So no issues to report from the storms. We did have a main repair on August 7th. Ductile iron pipe again, just starting to deteriorate, 6-inch, right by a corporation stop. So, but we were able to fix it with a repair band, but it was in the road. So we had to replace curb and gutter, asphalt. So
When that was installed,
70s, Action Hills
was
here.
that plastic?
No, copper.
Copper?
Yeah, the copper looked good, but the pipe. So, something we'll be watching. Not necessarily a street or area we've been on before. I mean, part of the same neighborhood per se, but not. It's not a monthly thing or yearly thing per se. So.
How was the pipe around it? Pipe that you could see?
I mean, outside the band, it was fine. I don't know if there's reason right by the corp that, I mean, there's rhyme or reason, we all know, So, we got that fixed. I will say again, our water main repair budget is probably going to either need to be adjusted or probably will spend it all. We do have, I did not get the final bill for that, but we're gonna get the patch we did months ago. DPW cannot get to it. We're hiring a contractor to come in and pave that just because it's 60 feet, 12 by 60. So it's too big for handwork. And so I just approved that today. So hopefully we can get that done maybe for Labor Day. We're instituting a new read system for our mobile read. It's a newer system that Badger has that instead of 2 modules, it's 1 now. So they're coming out tomorrow to get that all set up and squared away, which we did get a new laptop to work with that. That's cellular, has a cellular card in it, so we can get rid of the hockey puck. And hopefully it's cleaner and better. And we did have a new employee start last month, so far he's coming back every day. So we have an interview next week. So we'll, just do what we can. So
How many short are you?
currently just 1. So, and if things go well next week, we'll be back full staff. So, any questions? All right.
Okay, unfinished business, Lovers Lane Water Tower and the water main project update.
As hopefully everybody saw, the tank was raised a couple weeks ago. Very nice, hot, sunny day. Everything went well. They just finished, actually they just loaded out yesterday, that crew. So the roof, all the welding is done on the tank. And I see the coatings crew is starting to mobilize some equipment on site, which now they got to sandblast the whole inside, clean it, do the roof, outside of the roof, and coat everything, which they expect to take a month. So I would say we're looking at October. Then we still got the electrical, and there's still enough, as you see, there's a change order later on in the agenda for this contract, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I don't know if completion as an asphalt and curb and gutter is going to make it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if the online time period is still the same, has that been adjusted?
No, they're still saying that'll be, hopefully mid-October. Just if the coatings go well, then we can get the change order approved and get people remobilized. They're confident with that. So,
Because we still have some piping.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's going good again now that they're back on site. Nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so the next item is water loss. You were going to have a wonderful report for us.
I don't have much on that yet. I just left it on there. Say, we're trying. We did get the new listener, but it's fragile on how it goes together with little pins, prongs. So we're waiting on a replacement part right now. So, lesson learned, hopefully. But we're
Cleaned up.
all adults, so just hopefully learn from mistakes. So, but yeah, our goal is we had listened to quite a few hydrants we flushed earlier in the year, at least, just to see if they were leaking after we used them to catch catch anything we can. And we did have some decent days of usage. We were up to 4 million a couple days, and back down to like 2.8 over the weekend. So if we're losing, it's just got to be multiple small things, just by how we can fluctuate like that with the weather. So
You're funny. If we're losing water, right?
I mean, we're always losing. It's never going to be watertight, leak tight, but we're not certain what degree yet. So
So as you're finding what you originally found, you're fixing them, and at some point you're calculating what the saving is on the water loss.
yeah, everything we found last year was fixed, and then we do our best to estimate when we, like the one we just dug up.
Right.
You look, you do your best to back to the first of the year.
Okay.
You can't go further back than that.
Right.
It's always, when did it start? It's do your best, and I don't know, completely wrong. I mean, there's margin for error in when you're estimating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it's underground.
Here, the word is.
Yeah,
Okay, anything else?
I don't have anything unless there's any question.
As a board, are we expecting any more from the water loss?
Another report at the end of the year will tell us what the water loss is, how much we talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to have a discussion when you don't know.
Right.
See what kind of job Glenn's
Okay, a little pressure there.
He's doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you'll notice on one of the letters that we got from some company, that he listed his name, and then every title possible was under his name. Okay, we're going to new business. Water tower contract fee change order.
So, this goes back to last spring when contract A was installed. All the permits were approved. Kind of one thing that changed is they did a longer directional bore section where they pulled it to save trees. This is kind of by the Baptist Church on Highway 100. So when that happened, where they dug their pit hole shifted from the original location, and in between somewhere, and I don't know if you know, Will Hine is no longer with Applied.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I didn't know.
so everybody that had a part in this is no longer with us. But the DNR forced us to lower the pipe as well under the wetlands to their new standards because we hadn't started the construction yet. So that pipe's lower, the connection point's in a different position. Contract B, which includes the water tower, all the piping on site. The contract was let already when this work was done. So now for them to do their work, everything's deeper and in a different position, so there's realignments, and we finally, it's been in the works for probably a year to get this change order completed. We will be, they'll dig to the depth that it was at. The inspector will start their clock and bill for what the over excavation is. I mean, the fittings are given, that's a set cost, but there will be more dewatering and excavating, and as you see, tree cutting. It's the best situation we could get to with what happened and the pipe in the ground.
It's reasonable. I mean, most of the cost is $45,000.
Yeah, it was
for
to
that,
not,
for that
yeah,
piece.
right, not exceed.
But the
And we're hoping-
25,000 that we're saving on the PLC programming, that allowance is actually going to repeat later on.
Right, that's just moving,
Here to-
that's not saving, yes,
Yeah.
correct, that's not money saved, that 25 is just being taken from them to pay.
And the video security system allowance,
So, all that, talking with James, our IT director, nothing was worked through him to like put it on a city platform. We had no, there was no internet connection in that. Like we were either gonna have to go cellular, or now we do have a quote. I'm hoping to go on Spectrum Fiber next year, both for SCADA and for a surveillance system later on. But are we spending the money just to have something, but it does no good because it's not hooked in? So I decided to just pull that out for now. So I can get with James and actually hopefully have it directly to the PD where it can be
Monitor.
used. Yeah, not. And the site will be fenced as well. The tower will have a fence around it. So that was the logic on that.
but the big change is the water main,
Yes.
the water main work.
Yep.
I just wanted it to be, that we're not saving that 25,000.
And after I was like, after, and thank Caitlin, who's not here, does all these well, she does the main write-ups. Sherry does the touch-ups for this committee. But after I was like, yes, the 25,000 is being not a savings; it's
Yeah.
being spent just in a direct
Right.
contract with our.
Reallocate.
And the video system will probably be ready at some point.
I would hope so, yeah.
So the change order is $60,000.
And hopefully we'll save some on the over excavate. Hopefully it won't take as long.
Yeah, and take some of that out of it. All right, so I'll move to approve the change order as outlined.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So the next one, as we kind of alluded to,
Can I ask a question just
Sure.
because it's kind of an interesting one to me? On the diagrams that you sent us, humorous to me, there's a place for another water tower.
that comes in another conversation
Okay.
later on in the agenda.
Okay, fine.
You're right, it does, but we'll talk about that on, I think, well, actually, this one. Yeah, they didn't go in quite exact order, so,
Okay, so
you want to read it?
item C, record of Milky data. That's not the right one.
No.
Record of Milky water storage analysis study proposal and agreement.
So, yes, the site was planned for 2 water towers. Our other site is built for 2 water towers. In today's world and in other thinking, it's probably not the best to have 2 water towers on one site, either natural disaster or terrorism or anything. So it's been in Mike and I's conversation, to look at this situation and do we have enough capacity? We have a lot of stuff coming online in the near future of new buildings, now is probably the time to take a look at the system. R&M already, the previous city engineer, consultant, Chris Kemper, who did a lot of the water work for the utility. Basically, when he retired, R&M bought all his information, so they already are familiar and have a lot of the data already needed to do the study and give us an idea of where are we at with the southwest area? And just, again, do we have enough on hand for what we're using, fire protection, just to get a better capital outlay on what could be needed or what's needed now before we potentially go in for a rate case next year.
Do they have a model of our system?
They have a lot. Like, they helped us with this tower, with the
Okay.
mixing system.
What did our past studies? Because I know Kemper studies, you know, they tell you what your system storage, tell you your recommended amount, that sort of thing. How do we compare to what that had? That had projected?
I don't think exactly, but I know they were already planning for 3 years for another tower on both sides.
On both sides?
Yeah. Which, well, that's not going to happen, it's likely.
Well, how much elevated storage do we have? 2.5.
3.5. When this is done, well, you have 2 over there and 1.5 here on this side. So 2 in one zone, 1.5.
No, I'm fine with this. I was just kind of curious to know where we had looked
Well-
at where it was with Kemper.
I think it's time for a fresh look. Just kind of a broad picture, big picture thinking, master planning, so looking at 2050 roughly. Goal for this, where we're growing, what our water needs are, where maybe a future tower should. Those high level thoughts.
Okay.
There just really need to be done.
Okay, that makes sense.
And we do have money in the budget that'll cover this.
Where did it really sounds strange, but where did the idea of building 1 million gallons versus 2 million gallons? I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but somebody's telling me that we'll probably build another one next door. You're saying no, we're not because people don't like that, but it was planned. You're gonna have 2 1 million gallons. I would build 1 2 million gallons.
I know part of the thought was for out of service purposes. So you could always have one in service when you had to maintain the other one. Because when you don't have storage,
Right.
you got to take it out of service.
Problem.
We've done it. It's hard,
Oh, yeah.
but you run a lot of risk of main breaks and fire protection. I think that was the main logic to rather have 2 1s, or maybe, we'll see what maybe we should have, but mainly because of taking them out of service for inspections and rehab. This one was down for over a month, I think, when we did it, and we had main breaks just because it's hard to keep a steady pressure. People are using or not using, or if the fire department needs it, it's hard. I know communities do it all the time, but it's difficult.
Should we be, and I appreciate what we're doing, should we be doing like
That's what this is going to.
okay,
Yeah, part of it.
I mean, so then we should probably budget that.
Right.
Okay. Because that would make sense to me then.
I mean, one concern having 2 towers in the new site is, the southwest quadrant starting to really develop. The Ryan Creek Interceptor development part of town. Our water towers are both kind of centrally located north-south. When you get some more storage, fire protection, south side of this as that develops over time. We're trying to figure out what that looks like. Make sure the proper size mains are there, so we can plan for it the next decade.
Well, that's why I was thinking, but you kind of gonna leave the master.
Yep.
Probably where this should be.
Yeah. The whole not having a city water cruise
Yeah,
plan.
just
We don't have that.
we have a large portion of the city currently that has one single cell limit.
I know.
To me, redundancies, everything, fire protection, that's kind of not ideal.
I know, we'll talk about
Yeah, so we need that kind of rectified.
it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was thinking, but this is kind of a start of the.
That's the thought.
This will kind of look at where the development is, where the storage.
Work with planning, look at, zoning, see what makes sense as far as development. And the whole Ryan Creek Intercept is really gonna open up the southwest quadrant of the city. It's gonna
Oh, yeah.
go over the next couple of next.
Okay. Makes sense. All right, so we need a motion? Wait,
Looking for a motion.
I don't
right?
think we have one, right?
We don't have a motion, we need one.
I'll make a motion to approve as outlined.
I'll second.
Motion made, second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Now we're at C, Cricket and Milking, gated programming and integration services for elevated water storage tank. Agreement.
So this is just taking out what was in contract B with Landmark and taking them out of the equation because it's just going to be easier. So we're just taking that 25,000 and issuing it through us directly.
And Mercury Milky does all of our other SCADA
Yeah.
system. Yeah, I mean it. All right, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I think we need an important motion, that's to adjourn.
So moved.
Right?
Second.
Motion made and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.